Good morning, one and all. Our topic is strength axis of soil stability payments by using geotextile. And these are the team members: M. Rajshekhar and B. Saicharan, G. Shrikant, myself, and M. Venkatesh and A. Shivarakesh. And these are the contents. First one, introduction, then soil stabilization, then geotextiles, types of geotextiles, and material and methodology. That what we have used for the soil stabilization. First of all, we would like to thank our entire civil engineering department and our internal guide Mr. V. Gajendra sir to select this topic as our major topic by conducting one-day national workshop on recent advances in payment materials. And generally this topic comes under the transportation engineering. As we know that transportation contributes to the social economical development of a particular region. It is a major key for development of any particular region in which each community produces the goods, whether food, goods and industrial items, which badly needs the transportation from its production stage to distribution stage. Generally in our India, transportation can be done in three modes. One is roadways, railways and airways. In that 80% of the transportation can be done only by the roadways only. But due to the population expansion throughout the world and increasing the demand for new and improved roads and construction is increasing at an alarming rate, but the funds available for their construction and maintenance is decreasing at an alarming rate. So the modern engineer is therefore faced with the challenge of constructing more economical and low maintenance problem. So utilization of various industrial wastes such as geosynthetics not only solve the environmental problem but also provides a new resource for construction industry. In our study, an attempt has been made to study the effects of geotextiles in the modern pavement design and mainly also focus the strength axis of soil when it is subject to the geotextile. And as we know that soil is a natural abundant construction material for all civil engineers. For suppose all type of civil engineering constructions are built up with or upon the soil itself, but if unfavorable conditions are prevail at our construction site, what we have to do? For suppose if that soil is problematic soil. Before going to the expression of problematic soil, actually we have to know what are the problematic soils. Soils like block-cotton soil are called as the problematic soils. Block-cotton soils are considered as enemy to the civil engineering projects, which pose problem to the sustainable of the structure and for its stability. Typical solutions and alternatives are preferred when we face these soils in site. For if unfavorable conditions are prevalent at site, generally at the time we have four options. First one, we have to find a new construction site. Otherwise, we have to redesign the entire structure in such a way that should be suitable for our poor quality subgrade soil. Otherwise, we have to remove the poor soil and replace it with good soil. The above three conditions are practically not possible. So we have go for another technique. That is nothing but improving the engineering properties of the soil. That is nothing but improve the strength characteristics of the soil by using additives. Otherwise, by introducing any reinforcement material. And that is nothing but soil stabilization. Soil stabilization is nothing but the main objective of soil stabilization is to improve the performance of a material by increasing its strength, stiffness and durability. The performance should be at least equal to, if not better than, that of a good quality natural material. And generally this stabilization can be divided into two types, that is mechanical stabilization and chemical stabilization. Mechanical stabilization is nothing but improve the soil properties with changing their arrangement of the soil particles. And chemical or additive stabilization is nothing but binding the soil particles by using some of the additives like bituminous, cement, fly ash, etc. And coming to the mechanical stabilization is nothing but rolling off or referred as the compaction. Because of this mechanical stabilization, density increases, permeability decreases and compressibility decreases. So ultimately we gain our required strength of the soil. A method of stabilization that is gaining popularity throughout the Commonwealth is used by geosynthetics. The types of geosynthetics that are mostly likely used for stabilization are geotextiles, geogrids and for if unfavorable conditions are prevalent at site, generally at the time we have four options. First one, we have to find a new construction site. Otherwise, we have to redesign the entire structure in such a way that should be fabric. Coming to the geogrids, Geogrids is nothing but plastic formed into open grid-like configuration, and geocomposites is nothing but a combination of geosynthetics such as a geotextile attached to a dimple plastic sheet used for pavement drainage, or a geotextile attached to a geogrid. And coming to the, as I said that for chemicals, the main aim of the chemical solution is nothing but binding the soil particle by using some of the additives. And here we can see some of the additives like cement and cement bound granular material, lean concrete and bituminous and extra, and also soil cement. And coming to geotextile, geotextile is nothing but it is a permeable textile material used in contact with soil, rock, earth or any other geotechnical related material as an integral part of civil engineering project, structure or system. They form the major components of the field of geosynthetics, the other being geogrids, geomembranes and geocomposites. And the different synthetic fibers used in geotextiles are nylon, polyester, polypropylene, while some natural fibers like ramin, jute, extra can also be used. And coming to the type of geotextile, depending upon the method of manufacture and application area, we can simply classify the geotextiles as three types. First one, woven fabrics and non-woven fabrics and the knitted fabrics. Here we can see the picture woven fabrics. The woven fabrics is nothing but here we can see the two. It appear like a two set of parallel threads. One is running along the length of the geotextile, that is called the yarn, and one is the perpendicular to the yarn, that is called weft. And it is manufactured with the polypropylene, which includes the monofilament, multifilament life. And coming to the, as I said that for chemicals, the main aim of the chemical solution is nothing but binding the soil particle by using some of the additives. And here we can see some of the additives like cement and cement bound granular material, lean concrete and bituminous and extra, and also soil cement. And coming to the knitted fabrics, it is manufactured by a process called knitting, which is used in a clothing industry. Here we can see the clothing, like just is like a sewing a cloth. And coming to the geotextiles functions, as I said earlier that because of the different functions, it has wide range of applications globally. And here we can see the number of functions like separation, filtration, drainage, reinforcement, sealing and protection function. And coming to the separation function, separation is nothing but it is defined as the introduction of a flexible porous textile placed between the dissimilar materials so that the integrity and the functioning of both the materials can remain intact or be improved. For example, by separating fine subgrade soil from the aggregate of the base course, the geotextile preserves the drainage and the strength characteristics of the aggregate material. The effect of separation is illustrated in figure. Like here we can see the separation diagram. Generally, before going for expression of the separation function, I would like to explain the one of the failure mechanisms of the pavement. Generally, pavement consists of the four layers. One is subgrade, then base course, sub-base course, then wearing course. Subgrade course consists of the fine material, then base course consists of the coarse grade aggregate material. Due to the number of repeated loads, coarse aggregate from the base course contaminated with the fines from the subgrade, that leads to the development of another layer at the interface of the base course and subgrade course. Due to this, which has layer which is formed in between the base course and subgrade has the less strength when compared to the base course. So ultimately that leads to the failure of the pavement. And by introducing geotextile, here we can see it is like it avoids the contamination of the base course from the subgrade. So it will act as a separator. So it will help to maintain the integrity and stability of the pavement. And here we can see the intermixing of granular layer with soft subgrade without geotextile, and geotextile maintains the boundary between adjacent material. Using geotextile, we can avoid the contamination of the coarse aggregate from the base course to the fine material from the subgrade course. So we can maintain the integrity and stability of the entire pavement. And coming to the filtration, it is defined as the equilibrium geotextile to soil cement system that allows for adequate liquid from with limited soil loss across the plane of the geotextile over a service lifetime, compatible with the application under consolidation. Here we can see the filtration function. As we know that water is the first enemy for our civil engineering construction, filtration is nothing but just allows the water only, but it doesn't allow the soil. At the same manner, here geotextile just allows the water through it, but it doesn't allow the soil particles. So it will help to keep the soil particles as it is, so it will maintain the entire structure. And coming to the separation function, separation is nothing but it is defined as the introduction of a flexible porous textile placed between the dissimilar materials so that the integrity and the functioning of both the materials can remain intact or be improved. In figure, like here we can see the separation diagram. Generally, before going for expression of the separation function, I would like to explain the one of the failure mechanisms of the pavement. Generally, pavement consists of the 4 layers. One is subgrade, then base course, sub-base course, then wearing course. Subgrade course consists of the fine material, then base course consists of the coarse grade aggregate material. Due to the number of repeated loads, coarse aggregate from the base course contaminated material. And generally, this stabilization can be divided into 2 types, that is mechanical stabilization and chemical stabilization. Mechanical stabilization is nothing but improve the soil. And coming to the type of geotextile, depending upon the method of manufacture and application area, we can simply classify the geotextiles as 3 types. First one, woven fabrics and non-woven fabrics, and the knitted fabrics. And coming to the application of geotextiles, roadways, railways, and river canals and coastal works, and also drainage, sports field construction, and agriculture. And here we can see for successful completion of a project, we had been divided our entire project into 2 different cases. First one, selection of the soil subgrade, then second one, identification of the properties of the soil, then evaluation of the field by using laboratory experiments. Here we can see the soil background. Actually our site consists of just beside the SNST college, that is nothing but Gatkeser. Our soil entire soil consists of the 4.5 meter block cotton soil. Here we can see the block cotton soil along the sides of the trenched area. For the improvement of the soil stabilization, geotextile is used there. They completely remove the 4.5 meter depth of the block cotton soil, and they used the alternative layers of the geotextile and resin soil up to the depth of 2.5 meters, and they also used the geocomposites like combination of the geotextile and geogrids. And generally soil consists of the 2 types of properties, that is index properties and engineering properties. Index properties is nothing but it is very useful to identification for the particular type of soil and nature of the soil, and engineering properties is nothing but it is useful to know the behavior of the soil. Coming to the index properties, in index properties we had done some of the laboratory experiments on the plastic limit, liquid limit, and unconfined. And coming to the, as I said that for chemicals, the main aim of the chemical solution is nothing but binding the soil particle by using some of the additives. And here we can see some of the additives like cement and cement bound soil. And coming to the plastic limit, which comes under the index properties, it is defined as the water content at which a soil would just begin to crumble when rolled into a thread of approximately 3 fabric. Coming to the geogrids, geogrids is nothing but plastic formed into open grid-like configuration. And these are the table. For the determination of the water content, we had used the formula W2 minus W3 by W3 minus W1. And as a final result, we got the plastic limit as 33.33%. As per Indian standards, the range of plastic limit of the clay soil is 30 to 45%. So hence we obtain the plastic limit within the range itself. And these are the table, and these are the table corresponding to the liquid limit. And here we can see the graph. To plot the graph, they had taken the number of rows on the x-axis because number of rows is independent when compared to the water content, and corresponding to the number of 25 rows, we got the water content, that is the liquid into the content of the fixed material. And generally this stabilization can be in the range itself. And coming to the plasticity index, it is nothing but the generally difference between the liquid limit and plastic limit. Here we can see the liquid limit as 50% and plastic limit of 3.3%. So the plasticity index is nothing but 16.7%. And here we can see the relationship between the soil classification and plastic limit. As the plastic index is 0, that describes the soil is a non-plastic, and it is if less than 7 low plastic, 7 to 17% medium plastic, and greater than 17% it is a high plastic. And we got the plastic index of the clay soil is 16.7%. So as per Indian standard, the range of the plastic index of the clay soil is 15 to 55%. So we obtain the plastic conditions. And here we can see the consistency of the clay. uh, Depending upon the unconfined compression strength, we can classify the consistency of the clay. If unconfined compression of the clay is less than 0.25 per kg per centimeter square, we can classify very soft clay. And then in between 0.25 to 0.5% soft clay, then 0.5 to 1 kg per centimeter square medium clay, and 1 to 2 kg per centimeter square stiff clay, 2 to 4% very stiff, and if it is greater than 0.4, then it is defined as a hard consistency of the clay. And here we can see the unconfined compression strength. Here we can see the test procedure, and here we can see the failure plane of the soil specimen when conducted in the unconfined compression strength. And here we can see the graph. From the graph we obtain the unconfined compression strength of the soil is 92.5 kilopascal, and we have concluded that our soil belongs to the medium clay, hence there is a scope for using the geotextile material. And coming to the engineering properties, in engineering properties we can first to conduct the engineering properties like CBR and sheet strength and permeability test, we have to know the maximum dry density of the soil and optimum moisture content. For that we have to conduct the compaction test. That is nothing but compaction is the most common and important method of soil improvement. The densification of the soil by the application of mechanical energy is known as compaction. And here we can see the properties of the storm compact. Maximum dry density of 1.71 at corresponding water material. And conclusion that as per Indian standards, the optimum moisture content as 15 to 30% and maximum dry density 1.3 to 1.84 gram per cc. Hence our results are in the limits itself 7%. So as per Indian standards, the range of the plastic index of the clay soil is 15 to 55%. So we obtain the plastic. And why we have to conduct the CBR test, we are determining the resistance of the subgrade, that is the layer of naturally occurring material upon which the road is built, as I said earlier, to deformation under the load from vehicle wheels. Even more simply put, how strong is the ground upon which are going to build the road. And as I said earlier, that this is the first case one, strength performance of soil without using geotextile in unsoaked condition, determination of the California bearing ratio, value for the untreated sample. And for that we got the values. Here we can see these tables and serial number, penetration reading corresponding to probing ring readings, and show the compaction of the soil sample in CBR 7%. So as per Indian standard, and from the test results we got the CBR value at 2.5 mm is 6.598%, and the CBR value at 5 mm penetration 6.428%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 5 mm penetration gives the CBR, that is 6.598%. And the next one is strength performance of soil with using geotextile in unsoaked condition, determination of the California bearing ratio, value for treated soil sample. And here we can see the insertion of the geotextile distance of HBF from bottom, and this is the table corresponding to the distance of HBF from bottom, and this is the graph what we got. From the graph we conclude that CBR value 2.5 mm penetration is 13.9%, and the CBR value at 5 mm penetration is 9.8%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 5 mm penetration gives the CBR, that is 13.9%. And coming to the, we conducted the we placed geotextile at a distance of h/5 and h/10 from bottom at both conditions. Here we can see the insertion of geotextile at a distance of h/5 and h/10 from bottom, and these are the corresponding table, and this is the graph. And the CBR value 2.5 mm penetration is 14.2%, and corresponding to 5 mm penetration 10.5%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 10.5 mm penetration gives the CBR value, that is 14.2%. And coming to the case 2, strength performance of soil without using geotextile in soak condition. Here we can see the table, values of soaked CBR without and these are the corresponding to, and this is the 2.5%. And coming to the strength performance of soil with using geotextile in condition, and here we can see the shows the arrangement of the geotextile conditions of H by 10 from bottom in good condition, and values of the Sopor CBR with geotextile, and this is the graph, and the as usual the CBR value at 2.5 mm penetration we got the 4.6%, and the CBR value at 5 mm penetration we got the 3.4%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 5 mm penetration gives CBR that is 4.6%, 2.5%. And coming to the strength performance of soil with using geotextile, and this is the values of Sopor CBR with geotextile plus H by 5 and H by 10 from bottom, and this is the graph corresponding to the H by 5 and H by 10 in additions, and corresponding reading CBR value at 2.5 mm penetration 5.075%, and CBR value at 5 mm penetration 4.06%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 5 mm penetration gives CBR value that is 5.08%. And these are conclusions what we got from our major project. In the unsoaked condition without using geotextile, the CBR values are 6.59%. With the provision of geotextile at a depth of H by 5 centimeters from the bottom, the CBR value is increased 13.9%. That is, and the CBR value is increased by providing the geotextile. This shows the addition of geotextile improves the bearing capacity of soil being tested off, and the CBR value 2.5 mm penetration is 14.2%, and corresponding to 5 mm penetration 10.5%. The maximum value of 2.5 and 10.5 mm penetration gives the CBR value that is 14. Percentage, and the CBR value is increased by 84%, indicates improving the strength of the CBR. The CBR value of soil when the geotextile providing it additions of H by 5 and H by 10 from the bottom is 4.06% in soil condition. Value is increased by the 62.4%. After all the laboratory experiments, we have concluded that there is a necessity to lay geotextile to improve the index and engineering properties in our site to resist the moving loads without causing depressions. And the use of geotextile is the best method to reduce the cost than the chemical stabilization and attain same improvement or in properties of chemical stabilization.